Hello everybody, and welcome back to our Rogue Deck showcase with the Rogue Deck Chronicles. Here it is me, I'm Dean, and this week we are showcasing a deck that I saw online, saw some videos on it, and really liked the concept because it reminded me of a deck that I used to play probably about a couple years ago before we started doing these Rogue Showcase videos, and this is Lapras EX. So I'm really excited for this deck in particular, mainly because I actually took this to the challenge that we talked about on the last episode on the Rogue Deck Chronicles. So if you want to go back, listen to that. And this deck won the coin flip, took it to the challenge, and I actually got points with this. I got championship points, went 3-1, bubbling out of second and getting top 4, got 3rd place. With my only loss being to the person that actually won the challenge. So I'm really happy with how this deck turned out, and it featured a Lapras EX. This is really more of a Lapras toolbox, I will say, but one of our main attackers is Lapras. It is a Terra basic Pokemon, 220 HP, and has 2 attacks. The first attack is Larimar Rain. We don't use this attack at all. However, I have played a deck that did play this and really focused on this attack. But this one is really in here for Power Splash. So it's for a water energy 40 times, and you do 40 damage for each energy attached to this Pokemon. So, typical Hydro Pump type attack that Lapras is known for. Put it on the Terra, and we have it once again. So you may be wondering, how are we getting energy onto Lapras? Well, it just says each energy, so it doesn't specify it has to be a water energy. So the main energy acceleration in this deck is our favorite buddy Metang here with the Metal Maker ability. I've been playing a bunch of decks with this. And just, yeah, the Metal Maker is really broken if you want to get a lot of energy out at once. I will say we play 30 energy in this list, with most of it being metal energy. So we'll Metal Maker, put as many metal energy onto our attackers, Lapras being one of them, and I'll go into some of the other attackers we have in this deck. And we just kind of really focus on that engine. So some of the other Pokemon in here is we have the Wellspring Ogerpon EX. So of course it's known for having the Sob, and then also Torrential Pump. So for a water and double colorless, you do 100, and then if you shuffle 3 energy back into the deck, you do 120 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. This has come in clutch for me, going like turn 2, turn 3, and really shutting down my opponent's board. And then if you need to have Sob, you can retreat lock your opponent. So other attackers we have in here, we have the Mega Mawile EX. So another new Mega in this, coming from the Mega Evolution set, and it has Gobble Down, which is an 80 multiplier, 80 damage for each prize card you have taken. So this is a great mid to late game attacker. Once you take 2 prizes, you're doing 160. 4 prizes, you're doing 320. This has got me out of a lot of situations. And then Huge Bite for 260 with Metal Colorless. If your opponent's Pokemon has any damage counters on it, you only do 30 damage. So this one is if you kind of boss up and put the Mawile in the active and do some heavy damage, or if, for me, I actually really like using this against metal weak Pokemon, which I did encounter at my challenge. Another attacker we have in this list is Mega Kangaskhan EX. Everyone knows this card by now. It is one of the most popular cards since Mega Evolutions came out. Run Aaron ability is very useful. Just getting 2 more cards, especially in this list, honestly, it's helpful and it can be hurtful. And I say that because, again, we are playing 30 energy in this list, so you run the risk of getting the energy that you want to use a Metal Maker. Otherwise, you can get into one of the few trainer cards you have, and I'll go into our trainer cards in a bit, but we don't play a lot, and you'll see why. And then obviously the rapid fire combo, 200 plus, and then you flip a coin until you get tails. You do 50 more damage for each heads. So this is just a nice, very all-round beefy, nice support Pokemon, attack Pokemon if you need it. And then our last one is Regigigas. This is really for if we get into any other Terra, so good for your EV box, good for your Charizard, good for your Dragapult. I didn't have a chance to really utilize this card in my challenge, and the decks I went against were not playing Terras. But this is good for your Terras, because for 4 colorless, and we'll use metal in this, we can do 330 damage if they are Terra. If not, it's just 100 damage base. So it's good for that situation. That's why it's just a one of. I will say, if you're playing in a meta where you know there's not going to be a lot of Terra Pokemon, this is an easy cuttable card, and you can put in something else. You can put maybe another supporter, another trainer card, something along those lines. So we have a couple of support Pokemon. First of all, we have Latias EX, because a lot of our attackers are basic Pokemon. So give us free retreat using the Skyliner ability. And then to get our Metangs out, and really just a thinner deck, we have the Genesect EX. Again, that's just like the Empoleon deck that we have. You pull out the few evolution metal Pokemon that we have in this list. It's good for thinning, that way we can hit our metal makers more effectively, and also to get our Metangs out from our Beldums. And we do play a 4-4 line of the Beldum Metang line. So, I wouldn't say a lot of Pokemon, but there's a decent amount. Where we don't have a lot of stuff is our trainer cards. So we have 2 item cards, or 2 types of item cards in here. We have the Energy Recycler, just to recycle our energy, because once we get knocked out, we need to find a way to put the metal and sometimes water energy back in. We only play a single copy, and then we play 4 copies of Nest Ball. That way we can get our Pokemon out whenever, so whether it be our Latias, our Megas, our Lapras, whatever we need. This is how we get our basics out, and then we get our only evolutions through Genesect. So typically our board will have 2 Metangs, a Genesect, and 2 attackers. And then for supporters, we play 2 Boss, because Boss is really good. You need it in every deck, unless you have Self-Gust, which I don't know, like a couple decks that does that. 4 Lillies, just so you can get a fresh hand, because our hand's mostly dead a lot of the times unless we get going. And then an addition that I made compared to the list that I found online, I put in a copy of Iono. I noticed that if we are very behind in prizes, we can use the Iono to disrupt our opponent, and we get a fresh 6, kind of get ourselves going. This was instead of this in the deck I saw originally, they played an additional water energy. I didn't see the purpose of the additional water energies. In my opinion, I think you see enough of the water energy to do your attacks very frequently, and having the additional hand disruption is very good. So, energy. 23 metal. You heard me right. 23. We're playing, that is more than a third of our deck is metal energy alone. We play 6 water energy because our Ogerpon needs water and our Lapras needs water. And then with really our 2 Mega Pokemon, they have colorless cost, so we can put the water on there. So it's not a dead card just for those Pokemon. Almost every one of our Pokemon can utilize those water energy. And then our ace spec of choice is Enriching Energy. At first, I did not believe in this card. I was thinking about, okay, well, maybe Secret Box would be better. What about Precious Trolley? Just get our stuff out. But with the lack of draw power in this list, the Enriching Energy at the right time is very useful. Attach it, draw 4, you can get hopefully more cards that you can play with. Ideally, you want to put it on your Ogerpon and then use Torrential Pump, shuffle it back in, and recycle that over and over again. However, from my testing and my playing, that's not always a possibility. You pretty much attach it wherever you can, just draw. But yeah, other than that, like it kind of took me by surprise how powerful this card really is in this deck. Again, I was thinking playing Prime Catcher or one of the more favorite ace specs, but I think Enriching Energy deserves a spot in this list. Again, it's a preference. If you want to put something else in there, be my guest. Let me know what you have done and adapted from our list if you want to try this out. But yeah, I got CP with this. I got top 4, so I got 12. Is it 12? No, I got 10 more points towards my worlds, even though I'm not really going for worlds right now. But taking a completely mean deck to a challenge and doing fairly well and very decent with it, I had a blast playing it. So welcome to the new year. We're playing our favorite meme and road decks, and Lapras I think will fit well in your arsenal if you want to go this direction. So we talked about the deck. Let's see, you got your favorite Pokemon mug? You're ready to play some matches with this? Cool. So let's hop on to the ladder and see how this deck does against other people online. We'll see y'all there. Okay everyone, we are into our first game here with Lapras. I'm excited to play this deck. New year, new rogue decks, let's get it. So we're waiting for our opponent to flip the coin. I know we usually talk about this at the end of our videos, but if you want to like or subscribe to us, go ahead. We want to go first or second. We want to go second actually, that way we can use the supporter if we draw one. But yeah, like and subscribe to our videos. We are a growing channel. Again, this is a passion project of ours, but we love showing the different decks that we find online and how we interact with them. So we'll start with the Lapras. We have Iono. It's not the ideal supporter we want. If we can top deck a Lillie, that would be better. So we will get a mulligan. Risky Ruins, a Dunsparce. I want to say this is Great Tusk Mill, but we will see, because they have the Fight Energy and Risky Ruins. My first thought was also maybe Archaludon, but obviously the Fighting Energy does not point to that. So we'll take our mulligan, we get another energy. We'll see what it is. The Dunsparce, and so an Annihilate deck, most likely, or a Primate deck. Haven't seen one of these in a while, so that's cool. But yeah, like and subscribe to us. Let all your friends know. Again, we're growing. We wanted to see how y'all like our decks, really grow the community. Me and Dev, we're much more just about wanting people to play this game. So I will do Beldum. Their hand's kind of dead, but to even attack, I need a water energy. So I'm just going to Iono. I know it gives them a better hand, but we need a better hand too. That's not it. Not it at all. So we'll just play attach an energy, and we'll just end turn. If we can get a water energy, we can knock out that Dunsparce. But yeah, if you have any rogue deck ideas yourself, let us know. Put them in the comments below. We do read every comment. We do reply back. But yeah, let's see how Lapras goes against, I guess, Annihilate, Primate. I have no idea. So it is Annihilate. Looks like it's probably the baby one with Rage Fists. So they want us to go first, and then they had the Cinderace in hand, it looks like, from the Iono, but that's really a dead card because the explosiveness is only good when you are setting up, and I doubt they play any of the pre-evolutions. So they got the Primate here. So we had the boss, we could knock that out. Actually, we need 3 energy. Another energy. We'll just attach again and pass. There's really, we're in no rush. They're obviously a deck that loves to play from behind because their attack is basically based on like how many prize cards you take. So there isn't a big rush right now. So as you can see, they're just building up their board. Kind of interesting to see how this deck really plays out. Wonder if they play the EX version as well as the baby. So they got Annihilate. Oh, so they have Destined Fight. So they will go ahead and, if they use it, we both get prizes, but they'll get 2 because we are a EX. So I can see that. That's actually pretty smart. Especially in a format full of these multi-prize Pokemon like what we are. So we really need to get ahead and knock out these Primeapes and Mankeys whenever we can. If we can get the Ogerpon out and set up, we can really target these. So it looks like they are going to do Destined Fight, because they see that we have 2 energy on our Lapras. Not knowing that, honestly, I just want to get my energy out with Metal Maker, but we're not drawing that right now. Let's go Risky Ruins. Whenever we put a non-dark Pokemon onto the bench, has 2 damage counters. We don't play any stadiums in this list. Not sure if y'all picked up on that. So that Risky Ruins is going to stay there the whole entire game, and we have no Pokemon out. So it can be a detriment to us, but it's really there for them, because part of their attack is based on damage counters as well. They're playing the EX version, I believe. So they use Destined Fight. They're going to take 2 prizes. We'll take 1 prize. So we get a Mawile. So we get a Lapras out, we can set up this Mawile and really do some good damage to them. Okay, so we got a Genesect, so at least we can set up. Not really too worried about the Risky Ruins. We'll take some Tangs out. Metal Maker here. We get 2. I'm gonna put it 1 and 1. 170. I'm actually gonna spread out my energy because the Genesect can actually take out that Annihilate. So we'll just end our turn. They need to reset up their board again. And if they don't get another Mankey out, and we take out that Annihilate, we will be in a advantageous position because at least we have attackers. They do not. So I believe that's their 2nd Lillie they've played. Yes. So they're getting Ultra Ball probably so they can get a Mankey, but we'll see. It could be anything. I wouldn't doubt if they played Sollock Lunatone. I feel like that may be a good engine for this deck as well. So, but they do need to set up because we can take out that Annihilate. Wonder if they also play Lana's Aid. I feel like that may be a good card in this list as well, just because you are full of single prize Pokemon. So the Lana Aid can get everything back in your hand. So they're going to promote their Annihilate, but they're not knocking us out, I don't believe, if I read the card right. Because 170, and then they're only doing 70 to us because we've only taken 1 prize card. Yeah, so they're not, the most they're going to do is 170 right now, which is fine. If we can get a Water Energy on this top deck, we can knock them out. Worst case scenario, we can try to gobble down, or not gobble down. What the heck just happened here? That is the weirdest thing. I don't know what happened, y'all. I really don't know what happened. Okay. So we're gonna, not Metal Maker, we're gonna, why can't I Metallic Signal? This is weird. The game glitched on us. I should be able to Metallic Signal. Well, I'm just gonna get Metal Maker. I can't do anything. My end turn button's gone. Like, I can't do a single thing right now. I wonder if they're in the same position. I don't know what just happened here. I think the game just glitched. So we'll give it another turn. I am here. I'm not AFKing. So at least our energy is getting put into the deck. We got water energy. But I'm not liking this because I could have done something last turn. I could have attacked. I could have knocked out this Annihilate and put them behind. But sometimes live glitches like this and you just play with it. We can go on a tangent about how this client is as a gaming app, but I don't want to be that person. I just want to enjoy playing this game. I think we're still in a decent position, but if we can't do anything next turn, this may be something I may have to concede on, but we'll see. So to me it looks like they're whiffing on their energy. Because if they have second energy, they could have attacked me and knocked me out. Okay, so all my stuff finally popped back up. So, kind of wish we had a boss. So we'll play down the Beldum. We're going to Metallic Signal, maybe? Play Lapras. I'm just gonna Lillie first. I know I'm Metallic Signal, but it didn't matter when I do it. We'll Metal Maker, see what we get on this. Only one. So we're doing 80 damage, so now that will knock out the Dunsparce. I'm just gonna try to set up the Mega Mawile here. And we'll just do Power Splash for 80, get the knockout. See what's in our prizes. Okay. And I should have done a deck check when I did Metallic Signal, because we haven't seen our Ogerpons at all. So I'm wondering if they're in the deck where our other Pokemon are. So we'll see how this game ends up. They got one of the Annihilates powered up. Which one is this one? If this Pokemon has 2 or more damage counters on it, you do 120 more damage. So 160, 280. Okay. But they're doing more than enough already. So they don't really need the ability, but it's there just in case. But they can knock out our Mawile. So that if they haven't used a supported for turn, they can get 3 prizes that way. And they just whiff. They have no way of getting this out of the active. So we're going to Metallic Signal. Get out our 2 Metangs. We have Genesect, we have Latias, we have King. And we have our, okay, we have everything in the deck that we need. We have 11 more energy. So we'll evolve this. I kind of want to get a boss and get rid of that Annihilate. So I'm going to put Enriching Energy on the Mawile, just so we can draw 4 cards, all energy. Oh man, we'll just Lilies. So we have boss for next turn, so hopefully they don't disrupt us. And let's see how we can get this powered up here. So we get 3 energy. one there, one in the Genesect, and 60. We'll just do one more in the Lapras. Doing 160. Not sure if we need the second Metal Maker. We'll do the second one just to thin out energy. And we don't get energy, so it doesn't matter. And we'll just Power Splash. They'll probably take the knockout next turn. Another energy. This is where I wish we had the Ogerpon, because I could have got the Ogerpon set up and try and get multiple prizes. So what does the Impact Blow do? So they just can't attack next turn. They can't do Impact Blow next turn. So they're gonna boss. We're probably gonna boss up them wall. Yep, get 3 prizes. We're gonna get the Annihilate set up there. So we need to try to take out their Annihilates if we can. Gonna put up the Lapras. 170. What do we do? I'm gonna Lilies. I really want to get Ogerpon. We get it. I'm not sure if it's too late at this point. So a Nest Ball will grab Ogerpon. Tag signal, grab one more Metang out, just for thinning purposes. We just need to get 2 metal energy. We get 3. Put one here. We'll attach the water energy. We're actually not taking out anything. Unless we go for the Dunsparce. I'm gonna retreat into the Ogerpon. I don't think they can knock us out. Actually, they can. They actually think they have Game on board. Just do Torrential Pump. I'm going to shuffle the energy. And we'll just take out this dude. They have Game on board, I believe. Because they can retreat into the other Annihilate. So playing the Mega was our detriment because it gave them an extra prize. Or they can just play Air Balloon, just retreat naturally. I'm not sure if they see that. They're playing Dawn. You have Game. You have Game, just go. I'm not going to concede to you. I don't do that. But this is actually a very interesting deck, taking advantage of one of the newer stadiums. I think single prize decks are in a very good spot right now, just because of the prize trade advantage. I wonder if they don't see that they have game. Because they can retreat, use the first attack, and then knock me out. The Rage Fist is more than enough to knock me. Yeah, they got it. Well, if we're gonna go down, I'm glad we went down to a deck that no one really knows about. It was really cool to see Annihilate back in action. We haven't seen this card in a while. It's from Pallian Fates, at least that version of it, and then playing multiple Annihilates. I may need to do some research, and maybe that's a card or a deck that will feature on this channel soon. So, but that was a fun game. We'll go on to the next one and see how Lapras deals with game 2. So we'll see you there, y'all. Okay, we're back with another game with Lapras EX, Lapras Toolbox, whatever you want to call this deck. So we don't win the coin flip, but honestly, we can go either first or second. The going second gives us the ability to use a supporter if we can pull one of the 5 beginning supporters we have. So we will go second, and we did get Lillies, so this does put us in a good spot. So we'll start with Regigigas. We'll see if we go against a Terra deck, so that will, if so, Regigigas will be good. If not, I really hope we can get Latias. So it looks like we may go against Charizard, and they just open up with all their Charmanders. So we'll see if they do anything this turn. Typically, they just want to get their Pokemon in play. They don't really care about energy acceleration because Terra Charizard EX can do that on its own. So they just attach and pass. So we will Nest Ball. We will grab... I'm gonna grab Latias just so we can get that Regigigas out. And we're just going to Lily's Determination. So yeah, we get what we need. We are all set here. The only thing we're missing is a Water Energy to knock out that Charmander. But other than that, actually gonna get the Ogerpon here because we can retreat into Ogerpon. Well, Metallic Signal just to thin out, so we have a better chance of grabbing something a little more suitable than a Metang. We'll retreat out the Gigas, go into Ogerpon, and we're just going to sob them for 40. So it forces them to evolve, which they're probably going to do anyway, but at least we can get that damage on them, so it's a little less. It's 1 energy less than what we have to do starting from the 330. We only have to do 290. So it serves multiple purposes, but it's more of making them evolve the active Pokemon. And if not, if I can get Water Energy and get a decent Metang, I can get 2 prizes next turn. It is asking for a lot specifically for this deck, but we'll see. So they put it on the bench because then that way effects, I don't do anything with effects because I'm actually doing damage. Damage is not an effect. So I can still knock you out, I believe. If I can go that direction. Again, I am asking for a lot with this type of deck. So we'll just use Metallic Signal, just thin out, get the last one out of our deck. We will evolve the Metang. We'll Metal Maker, we get 2. I'm going to put them on the Lapras. I could set up the Regigigas. I'm going to start doing that actually. And then gonna Sob, knock that out. And get a prize, see what that prize is. We get another Metal Energy. So they'll bring up a card, probably that Charmeleon, if I would guess. Part of me was thinking I should have put more energy on the Regigigas, but at the same time, I don't want to show it that big of a threat because I want to attack it out of nowhere. I know I can get 2 energy off the Metang. Interesting choice that they put the evolution on their bench. If they're trying to advance their board state, I would have done it on the active. But if they're just trying to get it out of their hand, I get that. Because it doesn't seem like they're really doing much right now. And now they're only left with a single card. So Mew, okay. They're going to draw some more. I wonder what the other card is, though, if it's playable. Restart. Okay, they're going to see what they can get. Because they had the rare candy, but they chose to discard it. But I get it. You don't really need it when you have the Charmeleon. And so they get the Charizard. So they're going to attack this turn. And they will knock us out. We do have... we did take a prize card, so they're doing exactly 210. So they're going to get ahead in the prize trade. Interesting that did all 3 on their Charizard. So we'll promote the Lapras with the goal of being able to retreat into the Regigigas. If not, I can try to get that Charmander out. I know I can't. So let's just Metal Maker. If I can get at least 2 energy, I think it'll be good. We don't. So now I'm kind of kicking myself for not loading this thing up because I can easily knock that thing out. But now I'm kind of stuck and not being able to attack. Which isn't necessarily bad because he can't one-shot the Lapras right now. So I'm just going to end my turn. Again, I didn't want to attach energy. I didn't want to make the Regigigas a big threat. I want my opponent to think I am truly breaking, which I am to a certain extent, but not totally. So I wonder if he got rare candy in hand. So attach energy, okay. Again, that's set up. I would try to set up the Mew if I were them, because they can copy some of my attacks. Okay, so they didn't get the knockout. Of course, another energy. I am gonna Metal Maker. As long as I get 1 energy, I am fine. And we do. Okay, we are in a better situation here. Going to attach. I am going to retreat into the Regigigas. I'm hoping it doesn't get knocked out because I don't play any way to recover this Pokemon. And I am just going to Jewel Breaker. I'm going to knock out their EX right now. Take 3 prizes and hope that they don't have rare candy Charizard. Because we know they have the Charizard. We just need to see if they have the rare candy. So we'll see what they can do. As I do, I'm going to take a sip from my Pokemon Cafe mug I got in Japan last year. And of course they have rare candy Charizard. And they're going to knock me out. Which is... It is what it is. If I can load up energy on the Lapras, I can one-shot that and leave them with just a Mew. I wonder why they're putting 3 energy onto the Charizard. You don't really need that. You could save your energy. I'm thinking this is a newer player. because it says you have to get 3 energy, you have to attach it all, and you don't. You can just get 2 and just do what you need to do. So this is the Pidgeot build. So we'll see. Why didn't they retreat? Why didn't they not attack? I am confused here. I am really confused here. So we'll get the Metang out and also shuffle our deck. Get Lapras, I guess. Force him to get the boss and knock it out. I'm just gonna load up the Lapras, I think. I can't really think of what else I can do. I'm just gonna Jewel Breaker the Mew, kind of get that set up if we go Ogerpon. That I can try and get a 3 prizer, or at least knock out that 2 prizer, or force them to use a Penny or their Turo. Don't know why they did not retreat. I am not sure what's going on with this player. I'm guessing they are probably maybe newer. Don't necessarily know everything going on with these decks. Charizard is weird. It is kind of, I wouldn't say it's not a brain dead deck, but it's the skeleton of the deck is very straightforward, but there are different amount of lines of play, and that can create maybe a little bit more cerebralness to that deck as well. So with that, I think Charizard is maybe a very beginner-friendly deck, a deck that if you want to take it, learn a skeleton of the deck, and kind of grow into a competitiveness, I think Charizard is perfect in that for that type of player. Because really, once you get your Charizard set up, you can really attack big. The more prizes you get, the harder, or more prizes your opponent gets, harder your hit. But knowing the different line of play and evolving and different things like that helps teach a player the more complexities of a competitive deck as well. Versus, I am relying on top deck mode here. Again, I've been playing the game for a little bit longer than some of the people in my league, so that's why I love enjoying these rogue decks. It helps me see what else is out there, so when I do go to tournaments, I'm kind of prepared for any situation, because I am playing all the weird cards myself. So it looks like they're going to evolve the Pidgey into the Pidgeotto. Still trying to see if they're going to retreat. If not, I'm hoping I get a boss. I can knock out that Charizard. It's Artisan. I can get another Beldum. That'll be cool. So again, the Align in there, so they're probably going to use Artisan, get the Charmander, and hope they draw into... Okay. Was not expecting that. So right now we have 6 energy, so we're doing 240 damage. Going to play down the Mawile and see if I can get this powered up as a backup attacker. Because that's another way I can knock out a Pokemon. Don't really need the other Beldum. Take out the other thing. I probably should have done that first. A little scatterbrained right now, because I'm like, what are they doing? Well, I'm going to Jewel Breaker and knock out their Mew and get 2 more prizes. Okay, we got the boss. So worst case scenario, if they don't evolve up that Pidgeotto, I can boss it for game. They can only take 1 Pokemon out at a time. That is probably one of the, I'd say, weaknesses of Charizard. It's not really a weakness, but a lot of the top decks can really snipe the bench, manipulate the bench, and prize cards. unless you're playing the Ghost in this list, which by that I mean like the Dusknoir, Dusclops line, you're not taking multiple prizes. So they Iono me into Enriching Energy, which is honestly good. That means they're not bossing me up, but they can play Counter Catcher if they have that. And if I believe in the beginning of the game we saw Counter Catcher, unless I'm getting that mixed up with something else. So they have the Counter Catcher, they can bring up one of my Pokemon. Honestly, they probably want to take out the Regigigas because this is the biggest threat to them, because that's an automatic one-shot. So they're doing 330. So before I promote, we do 80 for each prize card we've taken. So we've taken 5, which means we can do 400 damage. And I don't have to do a single thing. If my math is wrong, I can retreat into the Latias. So we are doing 400, but I am going to be a little cheeky and see if I can take out with the Lapras. I think that would be really cool, and that's kind of the point of this deck. So I'm going to take out some cards first before I Metal Maker here. I'm not going to Lillie, so I'm going to keep energy in the deck. So just one. So right now we have 7 times 4, 280. 320, so we will just barely miss it. So I'm just going to go the easy route, gobble down, take 400, and just get the win here. We should have not won that, in all honesty. But sometimes you go against newer players, and you can see how they're playing, their thought process. And if you do this in real life at your local league, I really urge y'all, just help them out, help them with their thinking, what they should do in the deck. We want to build each other up. We want to make sure everyone becomes the best trainer they can be. And the only way we can do that is taking these newer players under their wing. That's the only thing I can think of with this player. Excuse me. But again, Charizard is a very beginner-friendly deck, I will say. If you want to get the early satisfaction, you can definitely win games with it. But I'm glad that Regigigas played a role in this and really show why we have that card in here. So yeah, let's go on to another game and see how Lapras can do. Okay, we're in another game here with Lapras. We're going to choose heads, flip the coin here, take a sip of my tea. Yeah, I can't think of a better way to start the new year with playing Pokemon TCG. This is a hobby I enjoy so much. So we will go first. We'll see what our opponent plays. So we start with a Kangaskhan. So we haven't really showcased this card yet. So we'll be able to use run errands. We have the Nest Ball. We're going to take 2 mulligans. So Rapska, Fire Energy. So we're playing against another Charizard. So we played against one last game. The Regigigas really came in clutch for us. I would like to try to do something a little different. If we can slow down and use the Ogerpon, I would like to do that. Nothing better than a nice cup of tea while playing this game. So we'll take our 2 mulligans. I'm not mad about that because we got the water energy. So we're going to Nest Ball here. I know they're not attacking me first turn, so I want to get my Beldum. I want to get that going. We'll run errands, draw 2 more cards. Hopefully we get something. Okay, we got the Genesect. I'll hold off from playing that. I'm going to play... Ooh, what do I want to do here? I'm going to play the water energy on. I'm going to hold off from the Mega Mawile because they can take that out easily. That's Actually, no, I'll bench it because I need something going on. And I'll bench Genesect just in case I get Iono. And we'll just thin out here. So we have all 4 Metangs in the deck, so we're good. And we're just going to end our turn. Hopefully we can take out this Charmander, or we have Boss, we can take out the Mew if it's in a better position for us. So the Arvening, so probably gonna get Buddy Buddy and maybe TM Evolution to get their Charmanders or Pidgey to Pidgeots on board. I will say sometimes these Charizard decks will play Precious Trolley to get their board set up, so I can see them pulling that as well. Excuse me. So Max Belt, Ultra Ball. Okay, so interesting that they didn't grab Buddy Buddy. Maybe they don't play it. They had Buddy Buddy. Why not play it? Get your bench filled up. All because they don't do what we want them to do doesn't mean it's bad. I'm slowly learning that. Like, of course, we want to see players do the more optimal plays, but maybe this is the more optimal play. I'm just not seeing what they're seeing. They are the pilot of this deck. I'm not really comfortable, or not comfortable. I don't play Charizard. I know what it does. So they did have Buddy Buddy, so they probably had a bigger plan. So I'm guessing one of those cards is a rare candy. Ooh, I would have not done that. Because I can take out that Charmander and get that Max Belt out so quick. Because all I need is 1 energy from Metal Maker, and I can knock that out. And honestly, if I can get Wellspring out, so we're gonna Metallic Signal. We're gonna thin here before we Metal Maker. We're gonna run errands. Okay, so we got our Lapras. Do I want to get another Beldum, or do I want to get Wellspring? I'm gonna Nest Ball here. Do I have the Regigigas? I can get that out. I'm gonna do that. Kind of put some pressure on them. So I'm gonna Metal Maker. I need just 1 because I have a bunch of energy in hand. Okay, I got 1. And then I'm gonna do that. I can get 2 prizes, or I can take out the Charmander that has Max Belt and get rid of that all game. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take out their Charmander. So we'll do rapid fire combo. Honestly, it doesn't matter if we flip any heads or not. So 250. We only need to do 70, so we're fine no matter what. But to get rid of that Max Belt, because that can damage me so quick in this. I play a lot of EXs. So now we're forcing them to really get their combo. Granted, in Charizard, that's not hard to do. But they have 3 cards in hand. I believe one of them is the Charizard. Yeah, so that Rare Candy Charizard. But they're not one-shotting. And I have the potential to one-shot them. What is with these Charizard players putting all their energy on their Charizards? Like, honestly, Mew's a great attacker in this. Like, power up your Mews. Come on, people. I don't know why they're doing this. Because if I get a good Metal Maker on that Regigigas, that Charizard's done. And now they also don't have a way to retreat that Pidgey. Yeah. But I think they may be playing the slow game because I can get another prize, obviously, and they can hit for 240, which hits into my Lapras, into my Genesect. So, what do I want to do here? Obviously, I have the knockout on the Pidgey. I wish I could knock that out. I may do that. Try to get their only Charizard EX out of play. I'm gonna run some errands here. Hopefully I don't get more energy. I don't, so that's good. Metal Maker, if I hit 3 energy on this, I do. Oh my gosh. Let's load up this Regigigas. I know I'm losing my energy, but I can recycle them back in. And let's Jolt Breaker, take out their only Charizard, slow them down even more. Take some prizes. Lillie's another energy. I'm fine with that, and they just concede. Yeah, I was able to knock out their main threats here. Regigigas play a big role, and then we also now saw why Kangaskhan is in this deck too. So being able to see all the pieces in all these games, you don't have cards in there for every single game. Sometimes it takes a while to find why a certain card is in the deck, and being a very Charizard heavy format at the time of recording, Regigigas is really showing its time to shine, and then the run errands ability with Kangaskhan help us really draw through our deck. So glad we were able to get the victory on this. So yeah, I love this deck. Lapras is back and better than ever. Just like the name of my deck here, Lapras is back. It is good. I used to play, again, in the beginning I said, I used to play this at League, and I actually brought this a couple challenges and did okay with it. But I think the addition of the Mega Pokemon with Metal Maker, I think last time I played this deck, Metal Maker was not around. And also Regigigas, it just brings a whole new life to the Lapras. We're not using it to accelerate energy anymore, but it's really used to just hit hard and maybe set up damage, and really playing a support role to everything else. So we saw how Ogerpon played a good important piece, the importance of using Genesect to thin out our deck, using Mega Mawile to really clean up the middle to end game with Gobble Down. And we have the huge bite, we didn't need it. Playing Mega Kangaskhan for the ability and just a decent attack and being pretty tanky. And of course, today we're in a very Charizard heavy play session. So Regigigas came in clutch here with Jolt Breaker, doing 330, wiping out those Charizards. And then really having Enriching Energy there just as a backup for draw. As you saw, draw can be an issue, but once you thin out properly and really get your board set up, you're doing great with this list. Again, I think Enriching Energy can be cut and replaced with Secret Box, Prime Catcher, Trolley maybe, and even Heroescape just for the tankiness. But be warned, remember, we don't have a lot of draw, so getting that ace back is very difficult, no matter what. I can see maybe also Legacy Energy just to kind of decrease your Megas to 2 prizes. But other than that, I think this is a really fun deck. If you're looking to bring something fun and actually also very, I'll say decent to like actually very good for challenges. Again, I got top 4 with this, with going 3-1 and being my only loss to the winner, which was Kangaskhan, which that's a bad matchup for this deck. Yeah, this is a really fun deck. Not a lot of people are playing single prize decks right now, so you don't have to worry about that. And if you do, Wellspring can do it if you can get that set up. But yeah, I think this is a very all-around deck. I love it. Seeing this awkward Terra actually having its time to shine is very refreshing. But yeah, so made it this far again, please like and subscribe. We're looking to grow this channel, and also looking for feedback. What other decks you want us to play? Devin and I are very interested to see what's out there. We go on the internet and look at Limitless, Play Limitless, all those websites to see what interesting concepts there are, and we try them out. We love playing the decks no one thinks about and really trying to bring a spotlight to them, especially if you're looking for something cheap. Like, this is a cheap deck. I believe this deck is only, I would say, $60 if you go min rarity, just because I know the Mawile and Kangaskhan can be a little expensive, but everything else is pretty much super affordable. Don't fool you about what about the type of cards I play in this. I don't go max rarity in real life. I am very, what is the cheapest, what can I get my hands on. But yeah, so let us know what decks you will like, and if you like the illustrations we pick, or you want us to actually show min rarity or whatever. But yeah, hope you all enjoy the new year. Happy 2026 everyone, and yeah, let's see what other road decks we can discover during this new year. And as always, have fun playing those sneaky decks. See y'all.